Very good morning, everyone. It's George Bairuthi from FS Securities. Give you the market report for Wednesday morning, the 27th of July, 2022. We start and see what happened overnight. Daily offshore, Wall Street down 0.4%, the S&P 500 down 1.1%, and the Nasdaq down 1.7%. In New York, BHP was down 0.1% and Rio was down 1%. Tesla, Apple and Amazon all down overnight. In Europe, the StoXX 50 index, which comprises most major European markets, was down 0.8% on the back of the FTSE, which was flat, the DAX in Germany down 1%, and CAC in France down 0.4%. The futures this morning are indicating that most likely the market will open 30 points lower, or 0.4%, to 6,681. However, when we look at the chart, we find that the futures were wrong, because the ASX 200 is actually up 0.6% from 6784 to 6824. So, okay, here we are. Can't rely on the futures. Alright, so, and you look at the chart, by the way, and see what the indicators are telling us. MACD, it's bullish. The stochastic is bullish. RSI is bullish. That's the short term, as you can see here. However, the long term, we always look at the 200-day moving average, the black line, which is above the purple, which is the 100-day moving average, and the orange, which is the 50-day moving average. When the 50-day is below the 100 is below the 200, that is actually a bearish indicators for the long term. However, because there are many days included in those moving averages, it takes a long time to change directions. But when it changes directions, when they change directions, obviously we have some sort of a pattern here. All right, let's continue. Gold trading at 1,718. Remember, only about 12 months ago, it was above $2,000. Brent crude oil holding above the $100 US per barrel at $104.90 US. And West Texas crude oil, $95.68 US per barrel. Iron ore price down 6% to $112.50 US per ton. Alright, the Australian dollar trading at 69.38. That is down 0.2% compared to 69.56 the day before. Looking at the long range for the Australian dollar, the highest level we've seen in the last 12 months or so was 75.8 US cents. It dropped to 68.58 US cents and continued to drop, and that's where we are at the moment. The very lowest level we've seen the last 12 months was $67.79 US cents. Let's call that 67.8 US cents. Okay, Bitcoin this morning trading at 21,100 US, and that converts to approximately 30,400 Australian dollars. Now look at what we've done for our clients. We run 4 local portfolios and 1 overseas portfolio. However, we have actually held a lot of our money in cash. The reason for that is what happened in end of June. We decided to close all our positions we claimed that sometimes in April that we are in a bearish market and the market will drop. So we decided to close bit by bit all our position until the end of June and use the benefit of the tax loss and claim the losses on the tax for the end of the financial year. We started again to trade, however we're holding a lot of money in cash. As you can see here, we got $250,000 for the conservative portfolio, and we've only used $217,000. We only bought $32,667 worth of stocks, and they are ANZ, BHP, James Hardie, Mineral Resources, Centre, and Whitehaven Coal. The best performer is actually the Whitehaven Coal, up by 17.6% since we started. That's on the 7th of July, giving us 8.3% return on the small amount of dollars that we spent. The momentum is 10.4%. The only losing portfolio is actually the volume-based portfolio. Volume-based portfolio is actually what we do here. We've got one company, Mayne Pharma, was down 4.3% a few days ago, and is sitting at 1.5%, actually losing at the moment. It was 1.5%, and now we are down to 1.06. Alright, so we're doing reasonably well. Out of 4 portfolios here, 3 are doing some very good profit since the 7th of July. And the ASX, by the way, since the same time, for the same period of time, it's up 2.4%. So we are actually we're doing a lot better than ASX 200. Okay, back to our report. Looking at the 4-day changes, we see here that over 4 days the Dow was up 2.2%. However, over 1 month it's up 0.83%. However, over 1 year it is down 9.6%. The S&P 500 down 11%, and the Nasdaq down 22% over 12 months. In Europe, the Stoxx 50 index is down based on the German index. You know that Germany is being affected by a major recession because of the price of energy. Our market, over 1 month, we're up 1.5%. You see that the last 4 days, we actually managed to get 1.8%, which obviously had a bearing on the 1.5% for the month. However, over 1 year, our market is down 8.4%. All right, gold over 4 days is down $25. Silver down nearly 1%. Copper, the economic global barometer for economic activities, is up 9.4%. It's actually up 2.8%. And oil, as you can see here, Brent down 1.8%, and West Texas crude oil down 8%. And if you want a copy of this presentation, obviously I can give it to you. All you have to do is call me or send me a text message or an email. All right, let's have a look at stocks. Before that, the decline. Here we've got the volume. Yesterday was higher, and 32% of all the stocks declined versus 31% of all the stocks advancing on our market. The day before, 36% of all the stocks declined and 28% advanced. However, had 3 beautiful days here where the market was going up, more advances than declines. This is the weekly over the last 5 days. Obviously the advances exceeded the declines, and we've seen that almost for the last 2, maybe actually 5 weeks, slightly above the declines in those 2 weeks. What does that tell us? It tells us that the market has gained some momentum in the last few weeks. However, we need to see whether it will continue that momentum or it will actually start to reverse. When I showed you the chart for the ASX 200, the short term was we were bullish. The MACD, the RSI, stochastic, they were all up, bullish. However, the long term, over many months, we are seeing the market being in decline. So, well, if it's a short-term gain, try to maximize your profit, and don't forget to take some profit when you've actually exceeded certain target levels that you have to set yourself. All right, now we go down to the next section. Stocks with higher volume. BlueScope. Yesterday, the volume of 2.9 million transactions for BlueScope was actually 1.4 times the moving average over 50 days. So if you look at the volume each day for the last 50 days and work out the moving average and compare the last volume to that moving average, and here we find that the last volume exceeded the moving average by 1.4%, and the stock went up by 1.5% in the price. And we see here that the fair value is 17% above the latest price. So we might see that there could be a trade that we can do for BlueScope. On the medium term, Media, the market went up slightly up yesterday, and the volume was 1.4 times the moving average. And you can see here the fair value is 47% above the latest price. All right, finally for our presentation, the most active trades. Zip was up 20% yesterday. The low was 85 cents and finished at $1.02, and the fair value is $2.56. We have nearly 51% value, fair value above the latest price. So we want to have a good look at that. Whitehaven, we are trading at the moment and we're making some very decent profit. I think I showed you it's nearly 17% profit on Whitehaven. Mineral Resources, we're also trading, was up 3.4%, and there are 33% fair value. Finally, if you want a copy of this presentation and you have more details than the very brief presentation that I've made this morning on this video, all you have to do is call me on my mobile. This is my phone number if you're looking from Australia. If you are ringing from overseas, 61 is the country code. You don't need the 0. 61 411 259526. Or you can write to me at George@FS. FS stands for full service. George@fssecurities.com.au. Happy trading, and hopefully you make some money.